So good morning. It's Friday, man. Damn, this week done flew by. So y'all saw yesterday where, you know, I don't know how other people do things and all that, but y'all saw yesterday where I was kind of thinking one thing and then the full script flipped. You know, went from, you know, drizzly, ugly day, not making nothing, to actually doing the whole freaking job just about. Now, and see, that's why you know, me and this customer over here, we're going to be at an impasse when it comes time to pay. This was, you know, last week, and I mentioned to you guys, but it seems like, and customers do this, and they're not she's not trying to beat me or nothing, but she's just not taking into consideration everything. And like I told her, and I'm learning, you know, every day, next time a customer comes to me like that, I'm gonna have to be a little more hard stance on my prediction of how long it's gonna take. I knew, you know, I was gonna have to come over here 2 days. I knew, even if my guy had stayed all day yesterday, you know, I was still gonna have to come back this morning. So once I, you know, I knew that, and I don't want to say I knew that for sure, and a lot of other things could have went wrong too. I mean, y'all saw the area I'm working in and what I'm dealing with there. So we're not talking about an easy job by no means. And if I hit anything or grab anything, then I'm subject not to make nothing. I mean, literally just one little mishap over there, that close to the house, and you're done. You're not making nothing, and you actually might have to. That's the type of job that, I might have to use my insurance on, because you do anything underground, hit the corner of the house or the soffit or whatever, it ain't like a lawnmower bumping into, you know, a tree or something. I mean, you're fixing to break something, you know. So, and see, I'm considering that when I price stuff, and I'm learning. I will agree. I am learning, and yes, and I'm learning right now. So, when I first went over there to talk to her about this job, and she called me, I'm not, you know, I've been over there. I went over there 2 times to look at it. And now, of course, I was doing other work for her, so, you know, you can't really count that as going and looking at it, because I was getting paid and other stuff. But, you know, she, I told her, she knows it's $1,400 a day. But then when she said, you really think, like I told y'all earlier, you know, she said, you really think it's gonna take 2 days? And right there is where I made my mistake. And you gotta be able to look back on each job, especially the jobs where you think you're getting a little bit underpaid. And I think I'm getting a little bit underpaid on this job. Maybe like by $500 at minimum. I should be, you know, when we get, and, you know, I told her, you know, and this is where you got to be clear, and she'll pay whatever or you ought to know how much you're going to make before you do it. You're right. And I'm trying to get the job, right? Trying to save her money and think about all the logistics of everything. Now, me and my guy could have went over there yesterday and done the whole job, but I knew we wouldn't be able to, even if he was there all day, because we still got to wait on the machine. By the time the machine pulled all the stuff out, and him supporting the machine, then, you know, we still got to come back. And that goes back to, you know, everything, because but my mistake was when she said, well, do you really think it's going to take 2 days? And then I came back and I said, okay, you know, give me I'll get them all out into the dump for, what I say, $1,800. That's what I told her. But see, now, you know, and that's why I was so pushing yesterday to get something done. I had to get something done, right? And I just happened to keep pushing like that's how I'm built. And you know, hell, I got them all out and to the dump and off the dump trailer, paid, and now, you know, back over there this morning. But now she's wanting to plant everything. And see, that's where I'm gonna, because you know, for me to snatch them out and you know, and get everything to the dump. Well, at the very beginning, when I first looked at it, I told her, you know, 2 days. And so that would have put her about $2,800. Well, she did the math real quick in her head, I guess. And that's when she came back and said, well, you really think it'll take two days to do that? And I'm like, well, yeah. And it could have taken 2 days to do that, especially if I'd have hit something. Because then I would have had to leave, go get whatever it takes to fix what I hit, and blah, 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 right? So, but I didn't hit nothing, right? But I don't know how to word it. Well, the customer can't win at every battle. If I fluff the bid a little bit, just in case something happens when you're in an area like that, you have to, I don't know if fluff's the right word, but that's basically what I'm doing. I'm fluffing the bid just a little bit, the time, the bid, whatever you want to look at it, just in case, you know. Just in case I hit something, just in case something happens, but you up close to the house, a lot can happen. So, and I knew I had to go get the dump truck. I knew I had to go to the dump. I knew I had to drive to the dump. I knew all these things. And I should not have ever, and lesson learned for sure. I gotta, you know, I don't know. I wanted to do the work, and I put myself in a spot where I really needed to do the work because I had a guy coming to work. And so yesterday morning when I got over there, she went all the way back to the very beginning. Well, you know, maybe we should just cut them all down. You know, cut them and shape them all. You know, and I'm thinking to myself, as I'm looking at the skid steer, dump trailer, man on the ground, I'm thinking to myself, are you serious? You know, and I think she just wanted, and she knows me. We know each other very well. Never had, it's no disrespect or anything. I love her, man. She's good people, man. Really good. I mean, I do. But you can learn from people you love too. You know, I learned from her. What I should have told her is if I should have just done it by the day. That's what I should have done. And then that's going to make her do things a little bit different. See, after I told her, you know, $1,800, $2,000, I don't remember what I told her. That's another problem, you know, because I didn't write it down because she's a regular customer. Sometimes you run into that when you're dealing with regular customers because, you know, I hate to not do this job for her over $200, you know, because I know it needs done. It's a regular lawn maintenance customer of mine, blah, blah. But it's not really, I'm not getting top dollar, and we're going to have a conversation, her and I, this morning about, okay, I'm back over here today, and if you want us to plant 10 bushes and spread 15 bales of pine straw, we're going to be over here all day. Or, you know, not all day, but, well, I got to come back. And then, you know, so, because when me and her were talking, she had no idea what she was even going to put there. Because our whole concept, the whole deal, the whole everything was, okay, let's get these out of here. Then you can think about what you want to put there. That was the thinking. Well, I mean, I hadn't even got them all out, and she's already going to get bushes. Part of me is okay with that because, well, that means we don't have to clean up as hard. And then she changed her mind on the very last two. She wants me to trim them. Well, I hate to say it, but trimming them is more work than pulling them out. That's true. That holly on the end, not the one on the driveway side that I got, but the holly on the other end, she wants to trim it. Well, hell, you know, I'd rather pull it out. But I can see why, I can see why she would want to trim it. Because of the slope and a few other things. And then, you know, then we'll go all the way back to, well, hell, I'm gonna have to put pipe in, gonna have to hook that gutter back up, and, you know, she needs some dirt up around the house right there. I mean, you know, like I said, it's a 2-day job. $2,800 is where I need to be, and I'm probably barely gonna break 2. So you're talking about $500-800 difference. And I'm actually doing more work than I actually thought I would be doing. And that's why I do not like to do things. Well, I like to do things in a way to where I'm not doing extra stuff because I'm doing it by the day. If I'm doing stuff by the day and I happen to get done in 3 hours, 4 hours, I'm gonna want that same money, right? And that's why I charge you by the day is not a good business model, if you ask me. If you know different, right? It's just not. Because a guy like me, y'all saw, you know, I pushed through yesterday and got everything up and didn't break nothing. Concentrated, got the right equipment, got the right know-how, got the right, you know, what to do, you know, working efficient. And I'm not getting paid for none of that. I'm not getting paid to work efficient when I'm you know, doing things by the day. But I try to, you know, do the best I can for the customers, and I try to do the best I can, you know, based on what it costs me. But at the end of the day, friend or foe, you know, I need to make more than, you know, $1,000 a day with skid steer. And she's not even going to want to pay that. When I tell her $2,000, she's probably going to say something. And that's when I'm going to tell her, well, and here we go, you know. So, and I don't really like to do business like that. I like to do business in a way to where we know what it is and we know what it's going to be unless something happens. Now, if I had broke something, ripped something up or anything, then I might have been over here for 3 days. But she's not. But she's not going to be wanting to pay, you know, $4,200 at $1,400 a day if I break something. In other words, I guess what I'm learning is I got to be able to win, and I got to be able to put the business in a scenario to win. You know, on jobs like this, where I'm, well, I really don't know if I'm even explaining it right, y'all. I got to win, and I don't feel like I'm winning over here. I'm not losing, but I'm not winning like I need to. And then I bring labor, and then, you know, I got to break the labor off here yesterday. Not nobody's fault, but but it is a cost. I mean, you got to get back down to the freaking numbers. You know, now, granted, I didn't use, hell, I probably didn't even use $10 worth of diesel yesterday. So, you know, that's, that, you know, I don't know, but I'm going to talk to her this morning because she's probably going to come out and she's probably getting ready to go to work, and she's probably going to come out and say, hey, can I write you a check? And another thing, if I got to do the job and then come back tomorrow and get my check, and the check ain't more than what I think it's supposed to, ain't more than what I'm thinking it should be, then I'm going to feel like that's a whole nother freaking $40 that I should have got. Ray, $40, Ray, come on, man. Add 10 40s up, and that's what you got. I want every dollar that makes sense when I'm doing things for the cheap, and that's the good side of being self-employed and owning your equipment, and that's the bad side of being self-employed and owning your own equipment. Again, I don't think that me and Trevor could have got all the way done yesterday. To where I wouldn't need him back out here today. And we might have been able to, but I was going to have to come back today unless I was going to work a 10-hour day yesterday. And when you're out there like that, and you are, and it's dreary like it is today, and it rained the night before, and all that, you don't really know what you can do and what you can't do. So you got to go on and make executive decisions real quick when it comes to labor and what you think you can be able to do. There's a lot of things that could have happened yesterday. I could have got hung on that line, and I don't care what anybody thinks or says. If the higher the risk, the higher the reward. That's my thinking. That's why the guy that climbs the 300, 400 foot Verizon towers, that's why he makes more money than the guy that buries the lines in the ground, because he's got high risk. And if something happens up there while he's up there at 300 feet, it's detrimental. If something happens on the ground, it's not as detrimental. Detrimental, but not as. It's not life altering usually. If you fall from 300 feet, you're dead. If you hit a gas line out here, you know, digging a water line, you hit a water line out here digging for a trench for, you know, Verizon network, then, you know, you're probably not going to kill nobody. I don't know, man. That's just my thinking on this job. I might have to come in here with the machine, and I'm going to want you to guide me down to that big knot right there. You see that big knot? Look, right there where I'm pointing.
Right.
Yep. And we're going to try to pull that up without pulling that water line up.
Yeah.
I don't want you really doing a whole lot of cutting around that stuff yet, but you can cut all this stuff that's on top. And see, like right here.
I just now noticed that knot.
Yeah, like right here. You see in here? Like right here, what I'll do is we'll just try to smooth this out a little bit, dude. You know, at least with the root. If the root's on it, it might break.
Yeah.
It might break the root,
right,
or the dirt clog or whatever. You know,
it's gonna break the pipe.
Yeah, but we got to get this whole edge. Look at this right here, dude. This whole edge right here is just terrible.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get the machine. I'm gonna put the bucket in right here and back drag right here. So, okay, y'all. So we uncovered a water line right here, and on the same premise that I was telling you guys yesterday about how I discover these things. You know, pick up on stuff and make sure you're not under nothing. That right there, that line right there, looks like it's the same line as that.
Absolutely does.
So, yeah. So now we're super paranoid, y'all, about yeah, and I don't know which way there. I don't know why it's going that angle. Maybe it's going this way down the side of the, and then to that sprinkler head, and then I don't know. It might be a totally separate entity. I don't know. This line looks bigger than that one. This is a bigger.
I wonder if that has cables in it.
No, it's water. It's white PVC. There's some kind of water irrigation. Could even be the water line to the house. It's pretty big.
That is a big water line.
I mean, usually water lines are smaller than that. The one in my house is like, I mean, it's small, man. Pressure. Yeah. This is not going to be an easy job here. So, I just want to show y'all. I ain't really got time to kick it too tough. But she's going to come out and show us where she wants all the plants, and then we can kind of just take over from there. Hey, Trev, come on around here and let me show you. So we're kind of limited on, on what we can do right there, right this minute. We need to get the dump trailer in here. But see, over here, we can cut some of these roots, throw them out, and lay the black fabric back down. Just lay it back down, because pine straw is going over all of this.
Right.
So a machine, of course, come in here and do it quicker. But a machine's gonna be, well, we see there's a lot of things that can happen when dragging the bucket across here.
No wonder nothing happened.
I'm very lucky. This is septic.
Yeah,
you see that mound right there? That's the clean out she covered up. You see the electrical cables right there?
Right.
The black cable, electrical, that's the sump pump for all this. And I come in here and got all these bushes out. I don't even know.
I can see where your track was.
Yeah, I mean, I was like right here, dude. Like right here. So basically just smooth this shit out, dude. You know?
Yeah.
See how it looks in there? See how that's just, you know.
I got you.
All right. I'm gonna leave you to it, man. Oh. And it looks like it might storm too. Damn. They're not calling for rain though. Yeah. We're gonna do the best we can, y'all. So, all right, y'all. So that's a wrap over here. It's 2 o'clock. We're done. So 2 days, 3K. But I had to do a lot more work than I thought. And she was out here pretty much all day today. She loves it. So y'all can kind of see. I'm not gonna walk all around with my. I've been working my ass off. So now we just gotta kind of let nature do what it do, right? Yeah. So we're gonna look at the drainage stuff too. I went on and ground this down a little, pretty good. Now we'll be over here in the next week or two to do the yard and to scalp the grass or whatever, especially if we keep getting this 70-degree weather. But y'all remember what it looked like, so I'm gonna try to stand in some of the same spots that I took pictures before. It looks great, man. I mean, now 3K included the labor, included the dump, everything. So it was actually going to be a little bit less than 3K after I added the dump, all the dump up and the labor. She went on and gave me 3K though, because, and then I gave my guy got $200 for this job today. And we got started around, I guess we got started around 8:35, 8:45, and he just left 15 minutes ago and he made $200. So yeah. So I just told her to pay him. So she said, can I pay him in cash? I said, pay him however you want to. And that's what she did. So she said, how much should I pay him? I said, $200. That's what I was going to give him. So it's just a technical way to, I guess, I don't know. People get funny when you start paying cash and all this stuff, but the homeowner can pay him cash. Either way, I made sure he got $200. So 3K, yeah, minus, you know, probably $500 or $600 in miscellaneous expenses, and we're gonna put you know, $2,200 or so in the bank account, and we're gonna rest my freaking back for sure. All right, y'all. So there it is, y'all. I think I was standing right along in here when I did another video. I just kind of want to start getting the same angle. Yeah, it looks really good. She put about as many bushes there as was there, so maybe she might have put in a couple of extra ones. But yeah, I'm stoked to be done with it. And you know, it's February, man, and it's like 80 degrees, man. You know, you never predict this kind of weather, man. Okay, so 2:15, man, and I'm ready to get on home, man. I'm beat, man. I ain't worked that hard in a while, but I'm glad to get it done. Of course, the pay was accelerated. The harder I work, the harder labor I do, the more the money's gonna be. If I have to do labor, I'm gonna charge a lot. You know, I mean, and she knows that. She knows that I can't come out here and work, you know, for $30 an hour. So, and she's telling me, hey, you know, be careful, don't pull your back, because me and her were talking about my back. You know, I was telling her, I was like, you know, I ain't been doing a lot of work like this, Betty. And she's like, so I told her, I said, I ain't been doing a lot of work like this, you know, and the main reason why I don't do stuff like that, because I don't have no labor. I got customers that'll pay me good. Of course, if you don't have a skid steer, you're not going to ever get in the game. You're not going to get into a job like that, because you're not going to be able to pull the bushes out and actually make money at it. How long do you think it would have taken to pull all those bushes out and the holly, load them on a trailer, and go to the dump. That's a day's job right there. But like I was saying this morning, some customers are going to recognize that you're doing a lot more, and some customers are not. And you know, I don't like the customers that get amnesia and shit, man. And there's a lot on them that do when it comes to the money. So Trevor did great, man. You know, they have to kind of, you know, he doesn't know a lot out here, so you know. But I mean, it's not rocket science. He's digging a hole, putting a damn plan in it. And we know we got everything right because she stood there the whole time. She was helping us. So and usually she can never get me to do stuff like that. Because, well, I don't normally have time. And yeah, so I'm ready to get a shower, man. I was on my hands and knees, man, just like I was when I was in my 30s. Sucks, man. But the pay's pretty good, you know. You figure I spent about 10 hours over there, 12 hours over there, and I made $3,000. So minus about 600 in expenses. We'll say that. That's everything. Tires and brakes and insurance. I mean, you can, but you don't have a skid steer, you're not over there. You're not even on that job. So used to I'd be thinking, damn, I'd like to get some bigger jobs, but you can't get the bigger jobs if you don't have the equipment. But you can't compete in the pricing. There's a couple of roast beef Sammys in us, man. We'll be good. We'll be all right.